next, I would like to invite San Francisco Supervisor candidate, Leanna Louis. Yes, Louis just mentioned about you, so come and say a few words.
Oh, thank you. I was not expecting this. So I don't write speeches. I'm going to be just real with you all. My name is Leanna Louis, and I've been a San Francisco resident since 1979. I came to America when I was 7 years old, and I was born in a poor farming village in Toisan, China. And I still do speak Toisanwa. So I just filed to run for Supervisor District 4 in San Francisco. And this is really important because I actually am the only candidate of the 5 candidates who can speak Guangdonghua, 还有一点国语, okay? And so all the other candidates cannot understand more than 50% of the people who live in Sunset. So I would be representing the people who will be voting, but they do not speak English. So if you don't know me well, I have been instrumental, and my team right here, United Peace Collaborative, please stand up. These guys are fearless leaders. They came out to collect signatures, and they came out to chant on the streets and parade around to recall District Attorney Chesa Bodine. And thank you so much, guys. And without them, it would not have been successful. So, real quickly, what's going to happen in the next few months, I'm going to be running a campaign, and the election day is November 8th. And I would really appreciate all of you to help me in any capacity possible. We need volunteers, we need donors, we need people to host house parties. So if you could help me in any way possible, I would really appreciate it. It is my first time ever running for supervisor, so I would really need your help. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for inviting me to this party. Enjoy.
Thank you so much, yes. I know so many first-time candidates. When you run the elected official for the first time, it's really take the great strength and courage to do this. It's not easy, so let's support Leanna and support each other, support our community. Thank you. So next, I would like to invite Mary Jo, San Francisco Democratic Chair, the former chairman, and to say a few words. Come here. Thank you. Mary Jo.
Okay, so this reminds me of when Willie Brown first became mayor, and he would get up on stage at an event, and he'd say, and today I am announcing my new commissioners, and everybody was just always surprised. So, Louis, you just Willie Brown me. So I was the most recent chair of the recall campaign for Chesa Bodine, and we won overwhelmingly in the Chinese community. And it's because of us that we will have a better and a safer San Francisco soon. It won't be overnight, but it will happen. I trust our mayor, London Breed, to put in a really great new district attorney who will value public safety, who will be able to work with our police department and have the victims and the families first and foremost. So thank you very much. Thank you to Leanna Louis for being such a fierce advocate for us. You are a true believer, you're passionate, you're fierce, and I pity anybody who has to run against you. And I also want to point out Nancy Tung, who did so much to help on the campaign. She was there with us every single weekend. Thank you very much, and thank you to all of you.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you so much. So is Jo Manalo here? No? Okay. Is Emily Beech here? Oh, yeah, wonderful, yes. So next, let's welcome Burlingame Council Member Emily Beech.
Thank you. We appreciate this. Good evening, everybody. I'm so honored with this amazing lineup of speakers tonight to have 2 minutes to say a few words. I'm Emily Beech, council member for the last 7 years in Burlingame and served a term as mayor as well. Just an honor to be with all of you tonight. I just wanted to spend about a minute or two speaking to the theme of We Are All Americans, and something also Mary mentioned about safety and violence in our society too, and the issue of gun violence. I think that's an important thing we need to talk about tonight. You know, this morning I was at City Hall, not for official business, but because there was a March for Our Lives Moms Demand Action rally this morning to address the systemic gun violence in our community. I don't know about you, but I've lost too many people in my lives to gun violence, whether it's to terrible accidents, suicide, or even domestic violence. You know, as a former Army officer, I was trained in these horrible weapons. And infantry-style weapons do not make our communities safer in the hands of civilians. We've heard the statistics, too many to name, in the last few weeks. We have 4% of the world's population. We have such a violent society in America, but we have 4% of the world's population and 45% of privately owned weapons. We have more privately owned weapons in our society than we do people in America. We've had more than 200 mass shootings this year alone. Uvalde was number 27 of our school shootings this year alone. And the death toll in our schools among our students doesn't even begin to really address the mental health crisis for the students that are survivors for a generation of students. The death toll is only the beginning. Here's a horrible statistic. 300,000 kids in our society are survivors of gun violence. And 4 to 8 million kids per year experience lockdowns and are that trauma of a credible threat. I say all this because it's in line with the theme that you've chosen tonight. Because this systemic violence and all these assault weapons in our society are based on a culture of fear. It's the same fear that fuels hate crimes against the AAPI community, against the LGBTQ+ community, the Black community, fill in the blank, the Latino community. And we have to stop this. We have to see our common humanity in one another, and we need to work to address a safer, more just society. And I look forward to working with all of you on that in the years ahead. Thank you so much for allowing me to say a few words.
Thank you so much, Emily. Thank you so much, Emily. That was so wonderful. So now I would like to recognize some of the friends here, and thanks to our co-sponsors, and also, I'm going to recognize them. And today's dinner is sponsored by American TeoChow Foundation and co-sponsored by the Society of Chinese American Physician Entrepreneurs, and also the Reliance Charity Foundation, Sino-American Partnership Association, Silicon Valley Community Media, Ding Ding TV. And I would also like to recognize some of the people here today with us. When I read your name, and please stand up and wave your hand to our friends here. Lei Qianhong, yes, right there. Eddie Wu, Emily Beech, Zhao Xia, Teresa Ken, Nancy Tong, Mary Zhou, Larry Yu, Joe Wang, Selena Zhang, and Paul Yep, right there. I saw you, Paul. And Dennis Wu, thank you. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you.